So this video is to go over the draft action plan we have for our CAT survey. So the criteria and as indicated in the area inside the blue box, the three items that we need to work on are the factor of discipline, awareness programs, and recognition for performance. In the November Safety Committee, we reviewed the results and tried to help define a process to address those issues that are less than 80%. Now we're wanting to share this broadly for input, discuss the methodology and structure, data analysis, and deliverables. And then there is some overall good news, and that is that both the company as a whole and and ERS scored higher than previous respondents. And the thing to keep in mind is that improving our safety culture is a marathon, not a sprint. It is something that's just a matter of continuous improvement as we identify things. So again, our items that were indicators that were below 80 were discipline, awareness programs, and recognition for performance. At the safety committee, we had 3 breakout groups and did 1 indicator per group. We just had discussions and talked about the indicator, shared our perspectives and interpretations, and tried to get good representation on the groups, and then defined some opportunities for improvement. So here's the first one, discipline, and I'll blow these up a little bigger so you can see them better on the next few slides, and I guess I'll probably read most of it just for simplicity. So 70.8 on discipline was our score, and the overarching questions are: is the company perceived as taking a fair approach to handling rules and infractions? And is the emphasis on discipline out of proportion to the emphasis on positive reinforcement? While discipline rarely changes or improves behavior, a poor discipline system, or a good one, poorly administered by the supervisor or manager, can affect behavior adversely over the long haul. Research shows that positive reinforcement is much more powerful than negative reinforcement in both building and maintaining behavior. This does not mean that stern discipline should be eliminated. It simply means that harsh admonishments should be used as a last resort. This indicator generally refers to management correcting inappropriate safety behaviors as opposed to stern discipline. So here were the 4 questions that went into that, and the scores in the 3 groups of employees, supervisors, and managers. As you can see, they're all red and amber, so the highest scores in there are a couple of 80s. So question 1 is discipline usually assessed when safety rules are broken? The question 73, does the organization have a uniform procedure for dealing with employees who violate rules? Question 3 is discipline usually assessed when operating procedures are violated? And 9 is, do you think penalties should be assessed for safety and health violations? The breakout group for this was Brian, Val, Ben, and myself, and we recognized that there were some potential conflicts between the CAT survey and our HPI initiative, since CAT is not a nuclear industry organization. They probably have not been exposed to HPI. Disciplinary actions are held confidential between the employee and supervisor and HR, and really are handled on a case-by-case basis, since circumstances usually differ from instance to instance. We had some concerns expressed about the pace of change and change management of procedures currently, and had a difficult time determining what would be a real tangible measure of improvement for this one. So we're really looking for additional input from site employees to and feedback on ideas that could help us move forward on this particular item. Okay, the next one's awareness programs, and like the previous, I'll go through this with a little finer point or expanded view on the screen anyway. So we got a 77.9 on this average, or no, that's in the first column score. Do you hold awareness programs that stress safety both on and off the job? Do employees look favorably upon these efforts? Safety awareness programs tend to fade rapidly. If awareness is treated as a positive reinforcement for safety accountabilities, the process stays fresh, just like it does when awareness for production accountabilities are similarly treated. So here's the questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions. The first one is bolded, so that means that a negative response was the affirmative response. They were expecting a no in this case. It says, would a safety incentive program cause you to work more safely? You can see there that that was a 9.7 affirmative response, so that's pulled the weight down quite a bit. Similarly with question 30, is your family more concerned about off-the-job safety as a result of the organization's safety program? We had one in there as a 20%, which again would not a whole lot of supervisors comparatively, but would help bring that score down. Question 29 is, do the people in your department understand the relationship between what they do and the organization's safety program? Are employees influenced by your organization's efforts to promote safety? Question 6 is, does your organization actively encourage employees to work safely? Have your organization's efforts encouraged you to work more safely? So here's some of the breakout was Coop, John Fraser, Kristen, and Randy. And looking at the scores, 2 of the 6 questions up for this indicator were really principally responsible for it being below 80. And some ideas around question 4 is, which is, would a safety incentive program cause you to work more safely? This question is designated to have a negative answer as the affirmative response. As I mentioned, at ERS we feel the score on this question is confounded by the fact that we have incentive programs that are intended to influence safety performance, or we would not have them. Therefore, we believe this question doesn't accurately reflect the perception at ERS. Then question number 30, is your family more concerned about off-the-job safety as a result of your organization's safety program? The discussion they had was, while we discussed safety topics that are equally applicable at work as they are at home, we have not developed a formalized objective of getting these safety messages out to family members. We can explore promoting off-the-job safety more consistently, and there are numerous topics from the National Safety Council, for example, that are applicable to both the workplace and home. And here's a look at some of those and from their website, and one can click into these and get various topics of things that we could cover. For example, today it's one of those really chilly days, so winter driving, frostbite, several things, holiday safety that we could use at this time of year. Okay, so the next one is recognition for performance, where we scored a 78.7. And it's is good safety performance recognized at all levels of the organization? Are workers routinely reinforced on the job for safe behavior, or is recognition merely relegated to occasional safety awards? Across all industries, this is typically the #1 complaint or weakness. It is a measure of positive reinforcement for work and behaviors that are done well. Without well-defined safety accountabilities for all levels in the organization, one of the most powerful tools for performance, positive reinforcement, is not consistently possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions feeding into this. You can see the scores and their variability to the right. Question 1, are safe workers picked to train new employees? 39 is, can first line supervisors recognize employees for good safety performance? 69 is, promotion to higher level jobs dependent upon good safety performance? 26 is, safe work behavior recognized by supervisors? And 47 is, safe work behavior recognized by your organization? So this breakout team was Sherry, Jesse, Paul, and Chad. And the information they brought back was that this question could be misinterpreted at ERS. That's question 59. Are safe workers picked to train new employees? ERS training is largely required regulatory training. Employees don't wear labels identifying them as safe or unsafe employees. Some would say, of course, since we expect safe performance of all employees. Others would answer this, that since we don't have a specifically defined process to accomplish and document this, then it isn't occurring. While we are doing a good job of recognizing safety performance and encouraging safety engagement, we can improve. Ensuring our procedures and qualification cards are up to date, clearly defining and communicating concisely to employees will be a point of emphasis. We will also improve the communications of the positive reinforcements as they occur so that all are aware that it has taken place. Specific safety-related objectives should be in everyone's performance expectations. So the bottom line for this iteration of the CAT survey, We will advance safety topics that will promote safety at home discussions, improve communications of positive safety reinforcement to site personnel, and then continue to solicit input from site personnel to address other improvement opportunities. So we do solicit your input after you've looked through this and know what the issues were, that you can bring things forward. Just some additional information. There's several different views of this data. There's a lot to digest, and if you're interested in looking at that, by all means just ask me or your supervisor, and we'll email it to you, or you can get it directly on the intraweb in the CAT 2016 CAT SPS folder that's in Irwin Safety. And if you have any additional insights, please, we solicit that you share them with us, and we all realize that we're better as a team than we can ever be as individuals. As I think Randy said it this morning, it was a quote from Joe, is that together we're a genius. So thanks for your attention, and have a good one.